I'll join you. I'll have to drop off some stuff in my pockets.
Did you want some candy bars?
No, I'm good.
Oh, Percy, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Doing
I've got
good.
something for you, Mr. Eustace.
Pardon?
I've got something for you. Yeah? There you are.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. Are you doing a haunted tram tour?
Yeah, we're getting ready to start up. It's starting to, the sun's starting to set.
All right. I might, you know what? I think I might go along with this one if that's all right.
Oh, sounds wonderful. Let me drop this off into the bank, and I won't have it.
How are things going with the bakery, Percy?
Oh.
No, don't let that happen. It's a lot of work. It's hard to understand all of it, and there's a lot of papers, it seems like.
It's a lot of paperwork. I've never done paperwork before.
Oh, I so dislike paperwork.
I don't like it very much either. It's very stressful. I'm excited to. I think going on this little tram tour, it'll be good for my health.
Are you going with us? Oh, that's
I would
exciting.
love to hear. Yes, I'd love to hear the story.
Wonderful. All right, sure.
Watch your step now.
Now, does it start when it gets dark?
No, we can start anytime.
Oh, all right. How have the previous tours gone? They've gone well?
Oh, yes, they've gone very well. We've had quite a few people on board, and everybody seems to like the tour.
I've heard a lot about it, actually, from other people going around saying how scary it was.
Well, we're not trying to be scary.
Oh, yes, they're just saying how scary the stories were. They're not saying you're being scary.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I don't
But,
really do it.
I'm going to say a few little words to draw some spirits in, and then we're going to hear what they have to say, Percy.
Oh, all right.
Stop the clock, Splinter Time. Wind things back with this rhyme, and I can watch and ear can hear. What sat cloudy now stands clear. Gathered now we part the veil, they paid the price, and speak so well as we move, the spirits know. We'll listen close while stories flow, being quiet for no more. Turn the lock and open the door.
It's not real ghosts, right?
Oh, I get so cold when they're near, Percy.
Are they real?
Oh. I have a spirit aboard the tram now, if you would like to hear a tale.
I would like to hear the tale, I suppose.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, yeah, I can hear you.
Welcome, quiet spirit. Come forward. We ask you please to share your tale with us. A carriage lumbered through very thick fog, over the rain-slicked cobblestones. On the door, though you could not have seen it, was painted a word. This spirit was walking along the sidewalk when they heard the squealing of carriage wheels. It's not unusual in a dusty city like this. As the wheels came closer, the spirit started to hear, or rather, not hear something. There were no hoofbeats clacking in time with the wheels. The spirit looked over their shoulder, but they could only see the thickened fog. They quickened pace and looked to turn at the next street. The wheels quickened as well, sounding now as if they were racing by. The spirit turned to watch the vaporous fog part, such as curtains, to reveal an enormous carriage. The horses' tack and reins were all out in the front, They could watch the horses' body straps breathe in and out, bouncing, but there were no horses in them. Heavy breath emanated from vacant nostrils.
Ooh.
From vacant nostrils, pushing the fog forward. It was then this spirit was crushed by carriage wheels. As their body was flung back against the building, they saw the word Edmund painted in gold gilt lettering on the coach's door. The spirit leaves us now with their final words. Beware of the horseless Edmund.
Horseless Edmund.
Yes.
Oh dear. A poor spirit crushed by spirit horses.
Poor spirit.
Yes, indeed. Oh dear. It must be some sort of psychic of some sort if you're able to contact with spirits like that.
It just comes to me. I don't know why. I can't see them though. I can only hear them. They
It's
like.
good that you don't see them.
It's probably good. I've seen unusual things before, but who can say what it is exactly?
Yeah, that's terrifying. I'm glad I've never seen ghosts, I don't think.
No. I saw what looked like a pair of trousers leave the cemetery one time, Percy, and no one was in them.
That's terrifying.
It's an empty trouser. Someone said it was probably raccoons of some sort in there having a fight.
I don't think raccoons can be. I mean, surely a deal of raccoons will fight in a pair of trousers over a ghost.
Yeah. Oh, I have another spirit available if you would like to hear another tale.
I would, yes.
It was a beautiful sunny day, the kind you hope for when going for a picnic aboard a rowboat. Suddenly a cloud appeared. Looking up for rain, the spirit realized they were under a giant dark cloud, but it was not a cloud of vapor. This was a traveling bee colony.
Oh no.
Having a terrifying fear of bees since a childhood incident, this spirit had hoped that the bees would continue onward. Dropping lower and lower, it became apparent the bees were going to land as a colony in the rowboat. They stood up, oar in hand, ready to smack at the bees, but they forgot they were in a rowboat as one does when the bees descend. They lunged, the boat shifted underfoot, and they fell hard, with their heads smacking the side of the boat, just before rolling unconscious, face down into the water.
We didn't even die by bees.
No. The bees landed on the back of the floating body as it drifted and swirled through the water.
Oh, I see.
I can always ask if you're curious. I'm not sure.
I just want to make sure that they, I don't know. Always unfortunate that somebody might not remember that they were around.
The spirits I find are happy just to tell us their tales, and they're just glad someone is available to listen a lot of times.
That's good, that poor spirit.
Also to hear a little bit to warn us. They don't want people to have the same conditions befall them. They're warning you now about rowboats, and if you're in them, to keep an eye to the skies. And also to always remember you're in a rowboat so you don't make the same mistakes.
Oh dear. I'll always be aware of rowboats then, and bees. And bee-covered rowboats.
Yes. Oh, what's that, spirit? Oh, I have another spirit available if you'd like to hear them.
I would, yes.
This spirit was always interested in music, melody, and rhyme. They used to get so excited to perform, they would give performances in public. This was their downfall. For you see, they were not very good at performing, and they drew a lot of ire from the city dwellers. They had just learned to play a new instrument, the trumpet, and they used to practice in the park outside the clothing store. People trying on clothing were forced to listen to trumpeting, sometimes for hours.
I
While
think this
perusing.
spirit sounds somewhat familiar to me.
Oh, you don't say.
Isn't there a gentleman who's always practicing the trumpet at this town square?
Oh, I think another has replaced them now, but yes, this spirit did once upon a time trumpet at the square just up the hill from us. People trying on their clothing were forced to listen to the trumpeting for hours sometimes while perusing the catalogs and placing orders. This worked as long as everyone was understanding. But there came a day not everyone was. This spirit was happily playing away when they heard a person run from the clothing store, screaming, "Stop it!" They were shoved, and as the head collided with the fencing, all they remember is darkness. Their spirit now, free to play wherever they like, roams the music hall just to your left here.
Oh my goodness, that's
It is
terrifying.
It is said that music can be heard coming from unseen fingers from the storefront at all times of day. But it is also said, what's that?
I do sometimes hear that.
Oh, you don't say. I've heard it as well. Do you ever watch the piano inside the window? It has the little candles that sit on the edges. I've gone past that piano.
Oh my goodness, I do see it now.
I've gone past it in the dark and I've seen the keys move.
Terrifying.
Yes. It is also said, though, that if the spirit is at play, a firm banging upon the door can disturb the spirit and stop the music.
Wow, that's really something.
Yes.
Keep that in mind if I ever hear it again.
If you try banging on the second door there, not the one closest to the tram, but the one a little bit more up the hill, it will stop the spirit from playing. Oh, I don't hear it either. Spirit, are you able to stop the music?
I guess he plays when he feels inspired.
Yeah, the spirit says now's not the time.
Perhaps later.
Another time, perhaps. Thank you, spirit, for your tale.
These are wonderful, wonderful tales of ghouls and ghosts. You've quite the talent, Miss Hermione.
Well, thank you very much, Percy. I try. It makes me so cold, though. Eustace said I needed a coat, but it doesn't help. The cold comes from the inside, it feels like.
Oh dear. That quite is something.
Oh, another spirit is with us.
Yes, I'd love to hear this one. It might have to be my final one, though, as I booked to ride down to Blackwater to did the paperwork, but I'd love to listen to this. I want to hear this one final story.
Spirit, come forward. Quickly now. The spirit is with us. If you'll pardon the pun, this spirit made a grave error. Wait. Spirit, I have an unexpected flavor in my mouth. Is that dried leaves or wet mud? No, it's worse. That's mushrooms. The spirit spent the day foraging for blackberries. They came upon some mushrooms right under the blackberries, and they pocketed some for a stew. They were well versed in poisonous versus non-poisonous mushrooms, and they were sure they had properly identified the type. Later, here at a home in town, they made a stew, a glorious, delicious mushroom stew. But after eating the stew, they fell immediately very seriously ill, flailing and staggering about the house. They fell into the table and tried to get to the door to call out for help. They were not successful, and as they lay there, fading and alone, they thought about how upset they were with themselves for misidentifying the mushrooms. But it was then, while slowly breathing, their last breath just out of reach of the door, they looked down at their wrist, and they saw something else they had overlooked, but now recognized. They saw a fatal, poisonous spider bite.
Oh no, it wasn't the mushroom after all.
No, it wasn't at all. They got the mushrooms right.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm terrified of spiders.
Always watch for them if you're picking the wild
Yes,
blackberries. They can be all around.
definitely look out for them.
The berries and the spiders like the water, so they're always nearby.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Well, that's good information to have. Thank you, Spirit, because I do have to forage for woods for baking.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes, be sure that you watch carefully, but also tell anyone else who's coming in bringing any kind of foraged berries to be careful out there.
Of course, of course. Well, thank you, Miss Albania, and thank you, Eustace. This is quite wonderful. As I walk down back to my horse, I'll be sure to let them know what's going on.
Oh, well, thank you very much. We very much appreciate you taking the ride today.
Yes, it was lovely. This was quite the experience.
Oh, you're very welcome. We look forward to the bakery too, Percy. We're excited.
Well, I'll be sure to bring up my wagon with all the baked goods on it. I've got to get started baking today.
Oh my goodness, how exciting.
Yeah. People just run everywhere when there's a perfectly good tram.
They do. There were so many people at the bank earlier, we thought they were doing another pin promotion there. They give away the really nice little pins, but they're the only people who sell the ink for them, and the ink is really expensive, even though the pins are free.
Oh my, I can imagine.
I also feel like it's a full moon. People are acting real suspicious.
They are being very weird. People, when I was up at Emerald Ranch earlier, there was a bunch of people being very, very weird. They were wearing masks and riding in circles around the entire farm.
My goodness.
Yes, and nothing happened. They just disappeared into the night. And on top of that, I've been finding these scary drawings all over the place.
We saw one of those. Yes. We saw one. It had a Tisky on it. It had Tisky written all over the background, and it had some sort of drawings of figures with very vacant eyes.
Yes, it's alarming. I don't know what to make of it.
I don't know either. It was very alarming.
Then I started finding weird symbols around the graveyard too when I went looking for answers.
No.
Yes, I don't know what to do. I might go to a pastor. I might go to maybe a shaman.
Yes, that could help. Our friend Skit, who drives the trams as well, he found some sort of papers in there.
That's what I was looking for. I was looking for the one that Skit found.
It looks very much like a tree with no leaves on it. But
yes,
I'm not sure what it was. You did see one?
I did see one. Yes, it was titled "Till Death Do Us Part." I took it.
Oh yes, that was the words that he said.
That was what he said. I think that's the same kind of drawing.
Yes, it was in the graveyard.
After he found that drawing, the horses started acting very peculiarly around him.
Yeah. Truth be told, when I first saw it, I heard this weird whistling noise, but I think it was just a local playing a harmonica, but I don't know what to make of it.
Oh no.
I showed it to some of the Italians, and they all felt very uneasy by it, and one of them even got very sick.
Oh no, I don't like the sound of that.
Me neither, so that's why I'm trying to look for a pastor.
I did see a priest on board the train.
Aboard the train?
Yeah, just yesterday there was a nun and a priest. But it was the very strangest train I have been on. There was a person crouched in the front of the train, riding outside the train, and they were making terrible sounds.
Oh my goodness.
Sounds like that. And then there was a woman coated in blood walking up and down the center of the train.
That doesn't sound like a regular train to me. That's terrifying.
No, it didn't feel regular.
Oh my goodness. What company was it, do you know? Was it Monroe Railroads or Now Dare? Or they just...
I don't know. It was on Sunday, and they said we didn't even have to pay for a ticket. We were on a horse out in the middle of a field, and the train stopped. Someone exited the train and screamed for us to get on board. It was terrifying, but they said, oh, if you get on board, you don't have to pay anything. You just pay with your confession.
Oh, no, that's really horrifying.
I told them I had knocked the door here in town very loudly, and I wasn't sure if that was something I needed to confess.
Oh, I don't think that's a sin.
No, it didn't. The priest said it wasn't.
Goodness, that's terrifying. Well, I'm glad you made it off that train okay.
We did. They started playing very loud music, and we had to leave.
Aye.
Were you around during the terrible thunderstorm yesterday?
I was not.
It was going for an hour, just lightning everywhere. It was very, very loud.
I was not around for that, no, but I can imagine how scary that would be.
It was terrifying. We were on a horse for most of it.
Oh no!
Yeah, we
you
got
didn't
caught
catch a
out in
cold.
the storm. It was terrifying.
Oh no, my goodness.
We had to send our clothes to the clothing store to have them laundered. They were just really bad shape.
Oh my. Was the thunderstorm during this scary train?
No, it was the same day, but it was later in the day a little bit.
Oh my. And they can't be related then.
Maybe not.
It's still very alarming.
The train may have still been on the...
lasted an hour.
The train may have still been on the tracks, I'm not sure.
Well, I'll keep an eye out for this scary mystery train. And the gentleman I met yesterday said he was aboard it too, and it was very, very scary, and he didn't like much being on it.
No, it was very strange. I thought I may have seen Pesky on board, but I'm not sure.
Oh my.
Yes.
Well, if I see Pisky, I'll ask her if she's seen anything alarming like that.
Yeah, someone boarded the train and looked like Pesky, but I didn't want to say any names on board.
That's not the wrong way he's standing. Those things. Huh.
Oh yeah, there's that little... Now you can see the piano inside of the music store. It's got the candles on each side. I don't know who lights those candles.
I don't even know if anybody owns that music store.
I don't think so.
That's very scary.
It is.
Part here though. Good luck with your tours.
All right, it's good to see you, Percy. You be careful out there.
Of course. And stay on the lookout for any weird drawings or symbols. It is that time of the year.
We will as well.
Of course.
Be
Stay
safe now.
Yes,
You as well.
I'll be sure to stop by with baked goods once everything's up and running.
Oh, that's exciting. You hear that, Eustace? Baked goods. I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to some. Yeah.
Of course. You have a lovely day. I'll spread the word of the haunted tram tours.
Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Of course. You have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Good day.